Is the US playing a dangerous debt game? Recently, the price of gold has been rising, signaling that the US government may be preparing to launch a new strategy to manage its economic challenges. Here's a breakdown of what's happening. Step 1. Lowering interest rates. President Trump often pushed for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Why? Lower rates would mean the US government pays less interest on its massive debt. However, the Federal Reserve resisted these calls for rate cuts. In response, Trump decided to pressure the system by initiating trade wars and creating economic instability. These moves were aimed at causing US assets to crash, forcing the Fed's hand to lower interest rates as a way to stabilize the economy. Step 2. Depreciating the dollar. The next part of the strategy is to trigger a sell-off in US dollars. This would prompt global investors to pull their money out of the US and shift their investments elsewhere for safety. As a result, the value of the dollar would drop. Here's the logic. The US government repays its debts in dollars. If the dollar's value decreases, it effectively reduces the real value of the debt. For example, if the dollar drops by 10%, the US would save 10% when repaying its debts. Step 3. Boosting gold prices. As the dollar weakens, gold prices tend to rise. The US benefits from this because it holds the largest gold reserves in the world, while the gold owned by the US becomes more valuable, balancing out some of the financial losses from the weaker currency. Step 4. Global asset crash and recovery. The final phase involves triggering a global asset and currency collapse. As foreign markets struggle, money flows back into the US, strengthening US assets and boosting the domestic economy. At the same time, other countries' assets and currencies lose value. Once global markets hit rock bottom, US investors and corporations can swoop in to buy undervalued assets worldwide at bargain prices. This allows American capitalists to profit immensely while other nations face economic hardships. This strategy could lead to significant disruptions globally, potentially making ordinary people in other countries the sacrificial lambs of this economic maneuvering. To avoid being caught in the fallout, subscribe to this channel and stay informed.